How was your week, Campbell?
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Oops.
It's pretty good? What'd you say oops for?
My shirt. I didn't realize it's the same color as yours.
I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, it's the same color as mine. Should be good. Let me see if I can filter that out a little bit here. What'd you do today, man?
We played tennis.
Yeah?
We took our first tennis lessons.
There we go. Look at that.
Perfect.
I recovered your shirt a little bit. The right shoulder is looking like it needs a little adjustment. Let me see if I can get that back. You played tennis. Was that your first time playing tennis?
Yes, it was our first lesson.
And what's your reaction to it?
It was really, really fun.
Yeah, really fun? All right, how's that? Got a little bit of green coming up in the back. Maybe I'll get a little bit, go back in the other direction there. Maybe there's the perfect kind of mix there. Not too bad. All right, I think it's time for a little thing we call...
What happened last time?
What the heck happened last time, Campbell?
Last time we got the planets to orbit. Or not to orbit, to rotate.
To rotate.
So, if we go to Earth, we can see it rotating. Wait.
Is the camera upside down?
Oh, wait, that's probably it. Wait, how do I get it upside down?
I think you got to change your perspective above it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, you think you're right there now.
And then, if I double click on Earth, I should be able to...
You're underneath it.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's good. Okay. So now that we have all the planets right side up, or us right side up, we have Earth spinning. And the reason we can see it spinning is because we multiplied its rotation by, 1,000, I think?
Yeah, this is not real time. This is about 1,000 times faster than it really spins.
Yes. And even then, we can see Mercury and Venus. So this is Mercury's speed. We can kind of see it's moved a little bit.
I got to really zoom in on that to see.
It has moved a bit.
All right, let's play with that a little bit. Okay.
And then, but we can also see that Venus is barely moved.
Or not moving at all. Almost looks broken.
Yeah, it could not be moving.
But we know that Venus's
day
is
longer than its year.
So that could all be real.
And then, but we also learned that Venus, it spins the opposite direction as all the other planets do.
Right. Its rotation is in retrograde, I think is what it says. Is what I read about that. Yeah, it spins the opposite way. All right, now everything's spinning the right way. And it didn't occur to us that maybe we should check to see our spin, right?
If all the other planets are spinning the right way.
Yeah, all the planets are spinning the same direction.
Yeah.
Now we were looking at this last night. It took a while to kind of figure this out. But if you can identify a part of the country that's east and west of each other.
Yeah.
Like for us, the United States is easy to recognize because California is on the west.
And
Florida is on the east. Yeah. And it's swinging around here. You'll be able to see it. What happens is, look, California gets the light in the morning. It sees
the light first.
Right, because it's nighttime on the other side of the sun.
Even though normally the sun rises in the east. So, Florida, Maine, and Connecticut, all of these states on this coast should be getting light first.
Which means we're spinning
the wrong direction.
The wrong way. We need to fix that. Before we fix that, I want you to bring up, I give you a new icon.
Version control.
Yeah, right down there. This is called source tree. And this is a tool that you can use to help you see what's changed and what's different. It's also a tool that can allow other people to collaborate and write code with you. And so you can have other people make changes and then you can download those changes. So right now it says nothing to commit, Open in Explorer, right there in the middle. You can choose Open Explorer if you want. And it's just opening up the source code folder. Now, it says nothing to commit because before you got in, I committed the source tree. I committed the solar system project. Hold on a second. Let me grab. I'm going to move the mouse to your machine a second, and I want to bring up right here. So we're out here at GitHub.com. GitHub is a website that specializes in hosting repositories. Roy Becker's out there. Source control. It's like a save game for your code.
What are repositories?
Repository is kind of like a bucket of data. It's kind of like a bucket of a lot of specific data. It's like a house. It's like a storage unit that's got a bunch of file folders in it. And that's what a repository is. So imagine if we didn't write code, we had to write down ideas and we drew pictures of the solar system. We might stick those inside of a file folder, inside of a storage unit. And we might call the storage unit solar system. Just like right up here, we've called this project solar system. And it's in the KidzCode 1 not repository, but I guess namespace over on github.com. Okay?
Yeah.
So repository, if we look at this, notice it's got a folder called assets. Notice in yours, over here,
assets.
You've got a folder called assets. It's got a folder called packages, project settings, user settings. There's also packages, I think, project settings, and user settings.
Yes.
Other pieces are not up there.
Why?
That's because of this file here called gitignore. And gitignore talks about the things that we can ignore. The folders and the kind of extensions and things like that. And you can add files that you can ignore. Like say you might have a file that has your secrets, your secret passwords. You might ignore that so you don't check it into a public repository that everybody else might have access to. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now there's a README file in here. And I'm just going to double click and open this up. And it says modeling the solar system in Unity and C#, written during the KidzCode live stream at twitch.tv / Code Rush. And I'm going to just say save. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'll close that down. Over here in version control, it's now changed the interface.
Oh.
Up here, there's an empty folder called staged files, and down here there's or not a folder, but a kind of a list. There's nothing in here yet. And up here, there's down here, there's something called unstaged files. And if I click on that, you can see that we've added a line.
Oh, written during the kids, yeah.
Okay. And I can say, let's stage just the selected file or stage everything. It doesn't matter now.
Because we only have one.
Everything is selected. Then I can come down here and I can say, updated the README file. Like that. And now at this point, I can say, let's push changes immediately to origin main and commit. So let's do it. And now what will happen is over here.
What does it mean by commit?
Commit means officially say this is my change.
To follow through.
And I also had the option to push it immediately up. So right now, the change we made, the README file is on display right here. See, it says solar system, modeling the solar system in Unity and C#.
Yeah.
That was from that README file.
Oh.
We committed it, but we haven't refreshed this page yet. If you hit refresh on the page, we should see that change we just made show up right there in the README.
Okay. So it should appear right.
Yep, there you go right there. Written during the KidzCode live stream at twitch.tv/Code Rush. Now we put that on a second line. This is just the way they're showing it. So we can make a change to it. One of the things we can do is we can actually edit it right here by hitting that button right above my head. That little piece right there. Let's make the change here. Let's put an extra space between the two. and see how that does. This is using markup language here. No, I'm sorry, an extra line. I mean, hit enter on there, so it's a different paragraph. And now save that. I think down at the bottom there's a commit. Scroll down. Commit changes. Okay. And now it's updated.
Oh yeah.
Now switch. Now we made a change here. Uh-oh. Look out, Campbell. I always have to be skinny when these go by. I don't like it when they touch me. Not get all comfortable.
So how do we see the changes that we've... Oh.
Okay, so the changes are here. They're up in the repository, but we haven't brought them down to our machine yet. So let's switch over to source tree now.
Oops.
We should see, it may take a second to update it, but we should see that there's a, well, I was expecting to see it come down. Use fork, you'll like it better. Commit, put the set of things. Roy Becker says, here, let me put it, what he says up on the screen here so you can see it. Roy Becker says, commit, put this set of things in my local repository. Push, move the copy of my committed latest stuff to some other possibly remote.
Uh-oh. Hello, Pudding.
Hello, Pudding. All right. So let's go back over here now. I want to, might need to fetch your local, fetch for your local source tree to learn about the things that have changed on GitHub. All right, let's try that. Let's click on fetch right up here. Click on that, Campbell. See what we got here. Fetch all from all remotes. Go ahead, try that. There we go. Now it's updating and showing there's a pull.
Yeah.
And we could go pull that down now. Commit merged changes immediately. Go ahead and do that. All right, and now if you switch over to File Explorer and you double click on that README file, yeah, right there. Double click on the README file in there, and you should see it.
Yep.
See the extra space? All right, cool. You can close that down now. All right, so we've got version control going on here, which is great because now we can make changes. If we break something, we can roll it back right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is that Rory ass Pudding? I thought it was the Rory. I thought I was the Rory of the show. Is this a crossover? Michael Mouse says, welcome to 1990. So we mentioned tools built into Studio. Is Rory Becker Code Rush is asking. I'm not sure I'm going to go. I'm not going to go there right now. So I think they'll just confuse him. Yeah. All right. So cool. Let's start making some changes. Let's fix rotation, the planet rotation.
Okay.
Let's start in that space.
So first we have to get all of the other planets rotating in the right direction. So we could just set each of their spin time Earth days to negative of it.
And you think
But I do think that would work, but there's also this piece of code.
this is where we calculate how much it needs to rotate.
Yes. And so, I think if we make either this piece or, this piece or this piece negative, I think it will work. because we tried it yesterday and it did. But,
All right, so let's try and get the Earth spinning in the right direction right now. Go ahead and make the change you want to make. All right, so we can flip it there. We can just say it's negative. We could also do, something else that we could do. Check this out.
oh wait, we could make one of these pieces negative also. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All we need is a multiplier of a -1 somewhere in here. The other thing we could do too, I was just going to point this out, is you could do 360 minus your degree rotation. Right? Like I could do this. So we could do this. Retrograde. And then I don't know what the opposite of that is.
Wait, why didn't you rename it?
I'll show you in a second. Degrees rotation normal, and set that equal to a negative of this, I think, right? And then we could then ask the question which one of these to use based on, are we Venus or not? Like we could come in, and I don't know, we don't have to do this, but I'm just saying what we could do. Right? We can undo all this, but we can say, oh, check it out, is in retrograde. I actually did I add that property in there? I thought I did add it. I'm going to delete it. I guess maybe I'm going to delete that for a second just to kind of take it back to where we were before. So if we can say if planet.name equals Venus, then we want to do this. We'll create one more float here. That's going to be our degrees rotation. Let's copy this so I don't have to type that in again.
Can I do something right after this that is equal?
Yeah, and then I'll say, well, if it's degrees rotation, then I'm going to say we're going to go with degrees rotation retrograde because it's in retrograde. And then otherwise, I'm going to say degrees rotation is equal to degrees rotation normal. Like this. Okay? And then that's why I didn't rename it. So you could do that. And I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. I'm just saying it's a way to do it. It's got a problem, which I kind of want to talk about. The reason why I wrote it, because I kind of want to talk about the problem on it.
Okay, what is it?
The problem is, I kind of am putting explicit knowledge about what a planet should do outside of the planet. The problem is here, right? In other words, if I want to model another solar system,
Right.
Yeah, by the way, Kill Analysis, we did do that when I created this GitHub repository. I added the Unity ignore file, at least, is the one I did, which I think is probably the same as the one you're referencing there in the chat. So yeah, that's the problem right there. The fix is to kind of put the knowledge of whether we're in retrograde or not in here, inside planet. So like this, is in retrograde, like that. Or spins maybe is better. Spins in retrograde, like that. And we're going to, it's default here, default of any Boolean is false. But for Venus, we want to set that to true.
Yeah.
What we could do is this, and this is the way I love fixing things like this. I can come in here and add an additional parameter here called spins in retrograde and set it to false. By default, that means nobody has to specify that parameter if they don't want to. And it'll be false if nobody specifies that last parameter. But if it is specified, it might be something other than false. And then I'll pass it in right there. And then now what's super cool about that, Campbell, is that now for Venus, we can just add one more parameter. What do you think this is going to be?
True.
Exactly. And now I set true. And now instead of having code here, which works, but again, I'm taking explicit knowledge of that planet and putting it outside the planet, which means this is really problematic. It's problematic. It creates a lot of code that's hard to fix. And inflexible. Instead now, I'm just going to say, hey, if planet.spins in retrograde, then we're going to use this. Otherwise, you will use that. Or you want to give it a try? Save it and run it. I'm going to blow my nose because I'm running nose this morning. Sorry, my kids.
Oops. Nope.
All right.
Venus.
Earth looks like it's going the wrong way still.
Wait, let's see. Yeah, it does.
Let's go look at the
Wait,
code.
did we not?
We had the minus in there, but maybe I wasn't looking carefully at
Maybe
it.
we didn't? No, we do. Wait, this is degrees rotation retrograde. This should be normal. This. No, this is right. No, there was just the problem with the negative. We got it. It's all good. Because remember, normally it was every other planet was spinning the wrong way, or every planet was spinning the wrong way, except for Venus. Venus was. Spinning
Oh, you're
the right
right.
way.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Good job.
So now it should work.
Rory says Campbell's got it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Look.
All right, now that's
Now
perfect.
let's
Now
check
the
Venus.
east parts of the country are getting light before the west, and they're seeing dark before the west. They're leading. So east is leading. And then, so we can't see how fast this is spinning. I'm looking at those
Arrows.
yeah, the vectors there.
Here's my idea. If we zoom out far enough, you will see that the arrow doesn't align with the grid. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's no matter what distance we are, it's even though it's like, here's the thing, if you could, I intuitively, it's like you're making it longer, right? But your angle, you're not being able to see. What you really need to do is make it longer and then zoom in on the end. Then you could see it move slowly.
Oh, wait. Look. So this is adding. It's going positive here.
Yeah, we do see it
Let's see
spinning.
about Earth.
Yeah,
Earth is going negative.
yeah.
We got it.
So we can see that's working. But we can't really see how fast it spins relative to everything else at this multiplier of 1,000. Can we explore that for a second?
Do you want to change the multiplier?
Yeah. I want to save it and see now if we can see it. So we're going to go 100 times fast. We're now at 10,000 times faster than normal time. Can we see it now?
No. Not really.
Hold on. And it's still, we can see it's going up. Right up there.
It is.
All right, let's do it again. Let's multiply by 10 again.
Okay, wait 1 sec.
Save that. So we're now spinning at, time is moving at 10,000 times its normal rate.
100,000.
Or I'm sorry, 100,000. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, we can see it. Finally.
And look at how fast
But,
everything else is going. So that at least can give you a relative sense of Venus's spin versus Earth's. And what about Mercury? How fast is Mercury going compared to
Mercury's
Venus?
still going pretty...
Can I get them both close together?
Oh, wait, let's see. From far away, it's still hard to see Venus is spinning.
Right. You kind of have to be right above it, and those arrows really do help if they're there.
They do. But if you're like really close, you can see it moving.
Yeah. So what's kind of interesting about this to me,
But from far away, it's like...
right, what we're really talking about though, is we're talking about the limits of human perception here.
Totally.
Right? In other words, if we were, another creature, and the resolution was high enough, we might be able to totally see Venus spinning and can tell it's spinning. Likewise, if something was spinning incredibly fast and the resolution and frame rate were high enough, and we were another creature with other sensory abilities, we might totally be able to see and tell that it's going incredibly fast. Our human perception, our ability to see speed, is pretty much limited to what's needed for survival. Right? It's a small range of what actually exists in the world. Similar to our ability to perceive scale. It's pretty much limited to what's needed for survival, right? Perceiving scale is really, really hard, especially vast differences in scale. Vast differences in speed, hard to detect. Oculomel says Camel 1, Mark 0. You keep score every time. I'm going to get a point one of these days, man. All right, let's go check out Source Tree. What do you think is going on over in Source Tree right now?
I think it's going to say that we've changed something. Yep, 2 things. Or a couple things.
Let's maximize this so we can see more of what's available here.
Oh, this text is really small. Is there a way to change that?
I think there is. Let me see if I can find something in here. I think there's a way to change this.
And what does the red and green mean?
Red means deleted. Here we go. Settings, maybe.
Oh, we deleted
No,
something.
probably not there. Options. Diff. Change font. Here's your font size right here. What do you like there?
Wait. I think a bit bigger.
You can do Comic Sans as well if you want. That's like the font you're using in Visual Studio.
It doesn't seem to be changing. Oh, it
You have
only
to click
does it
OK.
once you click OK. So, oops.
Okay, then click OK again. Oh, you're making it big, man. Wait, why isn't it changing?
I'm not sure.
Can we go back in? Let me see what's going on with that. Diff font view.
That totally doesn't match up.
Seems pretty clear that we made that change. Maybe we have to create a new one. There it is. We just have to click on it.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay,
that.
got it.
All right. So,
Wait, maybe a bit smaller.
all right.
Didn't realize.
It's on diff. Change the font. Drop it down. That looked like it did change the font.
It looked like it.
Oh no, there you go. Okay.
This.
Look at the line right up there for Venus, the top one.
Yeah, we got rid of something in this one,
Scroll to the right.
and then
See the change I added?
yeah.
Right?
So
Now we added, so one of the things we can type in down at the bottom, right down here in the description, is we can say, hey, we added support for retrograde spins. Okay?
yeah.
That's one of the things we did. Our time accelerator. Look, we did that just so that we could see Venus.
So
you know
we're
what?
gonna undo it.
I don't want to keep that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these and choose discard lines. Or what I can do,
And then will it change it in Visual Studio?
yeah, or what I can do is without anything selected, I can choose discard hunk. This is called a hunk right here. If I do that, let's go switch over to Visual Studio. We'll look at it before. It's like that. We'll discard the hunk. It asks, are you sure? Say okay. And now we're back to 1,000. Excuse me.
Ah,
And now we've got, and these are the changes we have right here, right? So that's what it looks like. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, so we can stage this one, game logic. So we'll click on stage selected. Go ahead and you do that. Game logic is selected, and sometimes I'll do this. I'll one at a time. I'll do one file at a time. Then go back and click on planet. Whoops. Go back up and click on planet at the top. I want to see what the differences are here.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at each one. Look at hunk number 1 at the top.
So we changed. Oh yeah. Hunk number 1. We added the parameter for is spins in retrograde.
And we set
And
it
we
to
set
false.
it to false so that we didn't have to set it if we didn't want to.
Right, exactly. It's an optional parameter now.
And then we set spins in retrograde to spins in retrograde.
Right. And we renamed this property that we weren't using.
Yeah. From is in retrograde to spins in retrograde.
Yeah. All right, good. So we can now click on commit. Now notice in the bottom left, the checkbox says push changes immediately. So we're going to commit and send them out. Okay? The cool thing about this is anybody who's watching along can go out to github.com/KidzCode1
And then see what's happening.
/solar system and see the changes live as we make them. So
Really?
yeah, you can hit commit right now. All right, cool. I want to start, I think, a new project is what I want to do. And let's go to GitHub actually and start it initially on GitHub is what I want to do. So let's go out to GitHub and we're going to call this the vector exploration or visualizing vectors. Maybe that's better.
Here?
All right, yeah, here. Go click on KidzCode in the upper left. KidzCode 1. You click there. Click on repositories. Up in there at the top. Right up there. And is there a button to click to create a new one here? Maybe not. What about the plus up here?
Where?
The plus in the upper right, right up here. So what's going on up there? Your new repository. There you go. New repository. Oh shoot! You're logged into Cheese Miner. Let's change that in a second. I'm going to log you out, and then we'll log you back in to the other one. Hold on a second. Account. Sign out. Sign in. Going with KidzCode 1 instead. And we're going to create a new repository. So now the button's over here. Good.
Okay,
I'll let you click it so you can practice this. Click new, and we're going to call this visualizing vectors.
Visualizing vectors. Wait,
There's a Z in visualizing,
okay,
I think.
that's what I thought. It's here, right? Or am I wrong?
No. It's at the end. It's at the end. Okay. Visualize Z. Z-I-N-G. Visualizing, and then V-E-C-T-O-R.
Yeah, I know.
No spaces.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because it's going to add a dash between the two. Well, you can do it if you want. If you like the dash.
I'll do no spaces.
But I kind of like it with no. There you go. Visualizing vectors like that. Okay, we're going to make it public. We're going to add a README file. We're going to add a getIgnore. The getIgnore template, we're going to choose Unity. So you can type in Unity here. UN, there it is right there. Unity. Choose a license. I'll just grab an MIT license, which basically means everybody can use it. All right, create a repository. Why is it named KidzCode instead of KidzCode 1? I don't know, Pudding, because you weren't here when I was creating this this morning. All right, we've got it. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to download this repository into a place. But I also want to kind of, hooray, a repository is born, receive presents. Let's do this. Let's go to, I want to go look at the folder directory. We'll keep this up, but I want to go over here. Here's where we're putting our stuff right in here inside our Dropbox folder source. Mm-hmm. So I want to create a new folder in here, and we're going to call this visualizing vectors, like that. And I'm going to copy this path, and then I'm going to go to source tree, and I'm going to say click this button right here to create a new repository.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we did. We did commit it up there. We should have. I'm pretty sure. Should have been. We pushed it up there. I mean, okay. Local repositories. I want to choose create. I want to choose clone. I'm going to choose clone right here. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. So click on clone, and then this is the destination path. Is what I want to do right here. Let me get the destination path because I got that on the clipboard. I want to put it there in the visualizing vectors folder. This we're going to get from here. Click this button right there, and then click the copy button right there. Okay, good. Now, now go back over here and paste that in. Stage yes, commit yes, push, perhaps not. Last commit was added support for retrograde spin. That's what we just did. That should be there, Rory. Let's go answer Rory's question here. Go ahead and choose clone. Go ahead and click the clone button. Oops. And then after we do that, before we do anything else, I want to know, just want to answer the question here about the other one for Rory. So we've got 2 repositories now: solar system and what's our fastest, quickest way to see that? It's going to be inside of planet. We want to look for that spins in retrograde. Yeah, there it is right there. The commit is up. Okay? All right. All right, so visualizing vectors we have here. Roy says he sees it now. Okay, cool. So visualizing vectors, we've got that. Next, I want to go into Unity, and I want to create that project, sticking it in this folder if we can. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it. So we want to say new 3D, and the location we're going to put. There's an S at the first.
Yeah,
the S and the Z go in alphabetical order. S comes before Z in the alphabet, and it also comes before S comes before Z in this project. Now wait, before you do anything though, I want to see what Unity's doing. Is it creating a folder? I think it is.
No, it's just putting it in source.
It's creating a folder that matches the name of the project. So let's try this. Path already exists. Okay. So we'll do this, and then I'm going to... Boom. Wait for it. Here, very bad. Wait for it. Here it comes. Boom. Okay, so now we've got a slight problem here because it's not going to let us create it where we want to create it. And we've already come over here and said, here's the folder I want to put this thing in, which is now, can we move its location? I'm not sure we can do that. I think with the order in which I did this was wrong, which put it in a Scratch folder, then drag it into your Git one. Okay, I have to do it all the time. So when you say Scratch folder, we're gonna do this, create it, then when we open it, we're gonna redo it, I guess. So we're gonna call this like Scratch, visualizing vectors. So we'll get rid of that in a bit. Yeah, I think there's an order sequencing here that we could have done this better, but the problem is that the software says, oh, it already exists, I can't put it there. Okay. So we'll let it open it, we'll save everything, we'll close it down, and then we'll drag it, the folders into the clone one, and then we're going to open it from there. So we're up, we're going to save everything. Probably don't actually save everything, just Control S. Close. And then let's drag it over. So now we've got this. I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to cut it to the clipboard. Come back over here. Put it in here and paste. And then I'm going to delete this. And now we're here. Now when we come back over here, we should be able to see everything. Okay? So let's stage all. We'll just give it the note, created a new Unity project. Okay? We'll push everything out so it gets out there. Access denied to Cheese Miner. Oops. Now, I'm not sure, I don't know if anybody's familiar with source tree. I'm not sure how to log Campbell out of this. I tried this morning, could not do it. What I ended up having to do is I ended up having to say visualizing vectors, and then, what is it, settings? Where do I do it? Yeah, manage access, invite a collaborator, and then we're going to invite Cheese Miner. You're going to add Cheese Miner, and then what I want you to do is go over to, on the other monitor, Campbell, go to your email, look for that invitation, and click on accept.
Okay.
We're going to need to accept that invitation. We'll come back to that. And yeah, that's going to be in your regular Gmail account that you that ends in food. You're going to get it there. Wait, before you hit invite,
I
hold
see.
on. There's something I have to do before you hit invite. We're logged in as KidzCode. I got to sign out of you there, sign back in as Cheese Miner. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can mouse says you're setting a source tree to change the access, but it's ugly and doesn't always work. Hence why I said do something like fork instead. Best to do this stuff off screen. Yeah. So, all right. So we're now. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. For all of it. So we're not going to do it. Instead, we're going to go through these steps. We're now logged in. Did you get the?
I got it. I'm in.
And so now we want to look at. Wait, click the invitation again, because it should be something. Did you hit accept on the invitation?
I did. I see it.
But that should then take us to something here that says I'm going to be in it, and it's not here. I'm not seeing the vector visualization.
I see it on my screen.
Oh, there you go. Visualizing vectors. So you clicked, you now have push access to visualizing vectors repository. Cool, so you did it. I didn't see you see that on your screen. Now let's try this again. This should work. Hit cancel right there on it and try the commit again. Cancel. Oh, sorry, not the commit, the push, because our commit was local. The push is what takes it up.
Oh.
Now click push right here. Sweet. Okay. Now it's up there. Now let's go back to Unity, visualizing vectors. So what I want to do, let's drop an object, a game object in Unity. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have to open it up. I think. Go to the solar system model still up. Let's go in here, and now we want to this one. We want to delete this. We don't want that one anymore. Remove from list. Yeah. Now I think we want to click add.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And now we're going to find visualizing vectors. And now let's open it. Okay, so we got through that. Not too bad. From now on, making changes will be easier. Commits will be easier and faster. But every time we create a new project, Campbell, we're going to have to add you as an authorized contributor to the KidzCode group.
So creating a what?
So just throw an object on you. I want you to select that object. All right, stop. See those three arrows that come out from that?
Yes.
Those are like vectors.
They are.
I want to create something that visualizes vectors in three-dimensional space. It allows us to specify a starting point and an ending point is what I want to do. Okay? And then I want it to be able to draw it and visualize it just like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you to start a Blender because I need you to create a cone for me. Or we can use that one script that we use to create a cone. If you want to go look that up. What'd you say?
I guess we could, but this is...
Do what you're comfortable with.
Wait. Actually, I can just do it here. It's not hard at all.
What'd you say?
It's not hard at all. Shift A. Ah. Shift A. Mesh. Cone, and then we're done pretty much.
Okay. Can we make it so that the base of that cone is at 0, 0? Is that the origin? Can we move that up? I think that might make a difference when we export it.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of things to do.
What'd you say?
There are quite a lot of things that will help.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Because Unity and Blender, they use different systems. So in Unity, or you can even notice it right here.
Oh, you mean the anchor position?
Yeah,
right.
Look, Y, it's facing to the side. Wait, let me undo that. Whereas and Z is facing up and X is facing to the wrong side. Whereas if we check in Unity, we can see that Y is facing up. So they use different...
Do you use at least the same colors? Y green and X red on both of those?
Yeah, Y is green, Z is blue, and X is also
And is that the
red.
same on both?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So
what we have to do is rotate it also. Wait, how much would we have to do it? I think
it's probably
90
90
degrees on
degrees.
the x-axis.
But you got to just figure out which one to rotate it on, right?
I think it's the x-axis. I think, right? Will that work? No, that will not work. It's 180.
I suppose we could try it see how it looks, and then re-rotate it and export it again and bring it back in again, maybe. Maybe?
Yeah, I think that's it.
You think that's it?
I do.
So
think
now it's pointing up the Y. All right, can we make the base then move so that the base of it is lined up with the x-axis? In other words, pull it along the Y. See what I'm saying?
Yes, I can. Snap settings to the...
Does she just grab onto the green arrow and pull it, or no?
I can do that, but there's an easier way to do it. I believe it is using Edge for the snap settings, and then it will snap to, never mind.
Oh, you wanted to snap. You wanted to snap to the to that 0.
No.
Hey, I'm okay if it's just close. Because I'm imagining this is going to go on the end of a cylinder. Change the camera so we're kind of looking more straight down.
Okay.
Yeah, Ocular Malice is saying that Blender uses a right-handed system and Unity uses a left-handed one. And that has to do with when you're looking at your hands, I think, like this. Okay, cool. That's great. Can we export that? And that's centered on the everything else was centered, right? It's centered on the
yes,
Z, right?
The Y.
The cone of the point. The point of the cone is on the Z-axis. Z equals 0. Yeah, because you've got it right there. Okay.
That works.
Oh, and you're changing the size. Okay, cool.
No,
So,
wait. Was that the size that I changed? No, I changed the location so that it would perfect.
Oh, I see. Right. The scale is still 1, 1, 1. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Can we export that?
Yes, I believe I can.
I forget. Were we able to figure out how to color and give it a good name? Were we able to figure out how to color exported Blender pieces?
Well, yeah, that we just drag a material to.
Yeah, no, that just worked. Everything worked. Okay.
But we can't save colors from here and then export them into Unity. That I know of. Oh,
Okay.
we already have a cone, but I think this one.
This is our better cone. You can call it a vector cone or vector end or something like that.
Is there a way to delete this? No.
No, don't delete the existing one.
Okay.
Because that may be for something else. We open a project, we might still need that out there. Or the vector arrow end or something like that.
Import new asset.
Mystic Soda is asking, can you not tell Blender XYZ to work like Unity XYZ and vice versa, or is that not possible? Yeah, I don't think it's possible to change the coordinate system. So, yeah. No, I think you understand. I think I understand what you're asking, Mystic. I don't think there's a way to do that. Okay, you're importing it?
Oh, sorry.
You look frozen.
I'm looking for it.
It was in a different place. It was in. It was not in. It might have been in KidzCode, but if you go back to Blender and export it, it'll tell you exactly where it was. Oh, look. Cool. All right. Cannot change the laws of physics. Okay. So we can get rid of that cube.
I hate that it's frick. Oh no, I messed something up.
Look at it. Even though we moved it to the side, it still kind of reoriented it to the center. That's okay. I'm not worried about it.
No. It's not what I just did. I can easily redo that. But I messed up. I moved this when it had a perfect view like this, and this is how we want to be able to see it because it's perfect. But
I'm not sure what you mean.
I
do not agree that you messed anything up yet.
I moved the scene view, and I wanted to move the camera to right in the perfect angle so that we could easily see the vectors, but not working.
It seems like I can see the vectors pretty easily when you select it.
Yeah, but before it was perfectly aligned so that you could see it was like they were all in
Okay.
the same direction.
All right.
Or the perfect. So
Well,
that you could just see every vector.
I'm going to be uncharacteristically chill and be like, all right, cool. Well, I'm okay with whatever you got. All right, we got that. You want to let's start by getting rid of that pretty obnoxious color on there. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I was thinking this would come straight up, but this came in on its
I
side.
didn't. Because they normally do come in on their side, but we rotated it.
Yeah, it's pointing in the Z direction. Wait, is our perspective off? Is Z normally up or not? I'm trying to figure that
The
out.
Y is always up. So from above, it's not.
Well, no, it depends. It's not always up. It depends on what your camera position is, right? You can do anything with your camera. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah. Red pink means there's no material shader assigned. Yeah, we know that. We're on that. Sorry, Optimal Alice, the "we know that" for me sounded dismissive. We appreciate everything you're saying. Yeah, we're going to change that material. Okay.
Yeah. So for color black or?
I don't care. You can do whatever you want for now. Actually, when we visualize these, I want to give a color to the entire vector we create. That's what I want to do. All right. Okay. Next, I want to create a vector.
A cylinder.
Well, I don't want to do it here. I want to do it programmatically.
Okay.
And I also want to create kind of a UI for creating it. Black 3.0 says Mystic. I want to create a UI keyboard. I think we'll do this. Let's do this where we start it up. We hit the space bar. When we hit the space bar, we're going to create a vector. Okay?
Should we at least have the graph ready at first?
Oh, you want to put the axis in there? Sure. Build the graph right now. Do it. Build me a graph. That's a great question. I'm 100% on board with that. So Kimmel's dropping a cylinder, and he's pasting in the scale, dropping down to half scale for each one of those. Is one of those the Y? He's going to crank up that scale.
Yes. So
By a lot. We're creating an axis here. The X, Y, and Z should be all at 0, 0, 0. He's going to set that soon, I think.
Yes. Zero tap, 0.
Okay.
And then.
So that is, and you want to tag this? You want to give this a name? Tag it as an axis? You want to give it a
Yeah,
name?
this is the Y-axis. Should I tag it or?
I don't think we need to tag it now. No. I know we've done that in the past. We kind of want to identify it. A way to identify it, and we can certainly identify with the name. All right. I'm just duplicating those.
Oh wait, I'm gonna rotate. No, the Y-axis.
One of these is 90. Just throw a 90 at one of these, and it'll probably work. And the next one's probably got two 90s it needs. So the next one's probably got a 90 for the X and a 90 for something else.
No, for the Z.
Yeah, for the Z. There you go. Perfect.
And then.
Give them good names. You want to drag some material on them, you can do that.
So Y. This is the Z-axis.
Oh, we should make them the same color as Unity does.
Huh?
Look at Unity. It's got X is red, green is Y. Look at their
Oh,
guide. Use the same
yeah.
color so we can very clearly see which one they are, even if the camera's rotated.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Oh wait, do I have it wrong? No, I don't.
So that's your X-axis right
Yes. I'm gonna reorder these so that it's also
there. Okay.
easier to see.
So you need to create 3 quick materials. Or maybe 1 material. No, I guess you have to do 3. 3 quick different materials. I was thinking you do 1 material and then change its color. I don't know if you can really do that or not in each one. I think what happens is you change the...
Oops.
Yeah, it's a little less saturated. It's a little darker, I think. Yeah, right in there.
There?
Sure, why not?
Oops.
Okay.
Good. Is there seriously no duplicate option?
Oh, you're looking for duplicate. Try Control D. Sometimes Control D works in applications to duplicate what's selected.
Control D.
Ah! Nice. Look at that, Campbell. Aqua analysis, one material, 3 shaders. Elite says hotkeys for the win. I'm taking that as Elite. Is that your handle there? I think Elite.
Me?
No, it's E13E7. Oh my God, you're the first one to know how to say my name. I got it. Yeah, nice. Nice. Elite. Nice. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, I don't want to insult anybody. Cool. Campbell's kicking butt. Look at him go. Changing the y-axis color. Lead speech. Says Mystic Soda.
Like that? What'd you say?
Yeah, I'd go here. Do you mind if I grab it? I would go
maybe darker.
less yellow. So
More
spin it
green.
more over here. That's not bad. And maybe a little darker too. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Good. And so now you've got 3 shades. They're all about, and maybe make your blue a little brighter. Just a little bit brighter. So they're about the same level when you look at them. And I would not necessarily go with greater saturation. I would throw it.
Wait, Dad. You.
Can I throw it? Can I show you where I put it?
While I was doing it.
I would move to the left. So you drop saturation a little bit. Move to the left. Yeah. Hold on right about there. Go a little brighter. So that means move up to the top. Can I do it?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just saying move up just a little bit. Like right up maybe in this space right here. See how that looks?
I think that's a bit too bright, but...
Well, I'm looking at the model right there and it looks darker than the green to me. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, that piece. All right. And so we've got it, X, Y, and Z.
Oh, wait, we already got that.
How do you feel about that?
Let me see.
Oh, nice, brightening it up. Excellent work. And get rid of that cube. I don't need that dumb cube anymore. Campbell's like, I put that cube down there. That cube represents me as a person. You can't call it dumb. I'll kick your butt, Dad.
Delete.
Okay, cool.
And then we should also create more of these, right?
Well, I want to do this programmatically.
Okay.
I want to do it. We need a script. We need an empty. Let's create an empty game object we'll attach our script to. Save this, by the way. Let's save this. Can we save it?
Yeah. Totally.
Now, what's going to happen with our cone imported? I hope we see our cone inside. Did you save it? Let's switch over to source tree. I'm just worried that the cone is imported from another folder outside the project, and I'm not sure if it's going to be part of the project or not.
Okay.
We switched over to source tree, Campbell. What do we got here? Okay. We got the vector cone for blend is there. Sweet.
Woo!
Okay, so let's check this in. So these things that we've done so far, we're going to say we added a cone, imported a cone from Blender. Light theme, eyes are burning. Don't worry, we'll get you out of here soon. Imported the code from Blender, and we created the 3D axis. Okay?
Yes.
We're going to select stage all and commit.
Wait, no. You spelled axis wrong.
I'm okay with it.
If it's multiple, it's with an E.
Well, you know what? I messed it up. You're the best kid ever, and I'm clearly not worthy of you as a father. All right.
Wait, can I do something really quickly?
What'd you say, Camel?
Can I do something really quickly?
You bet.
0 tab, 0. Well, so now we can see how the colors line up. Red we have almost perfect. Blue does need to be a little bit brighter. And Y does need to be a little bit brighter as well.
Yeah, I'm okay. We don't have to really perfectly match. I think you can make blue a little bit brighter. But did you make it brighter?
I did. Oops, something's wrong. Wait, yeah, there.
No, it's because that one is rotated. The cube, I think, is rotated maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Wait, what is that? It's not. That's not the cube. We don't have the cube anymore.
No. The cone isn't rotated at all. I was clicking on the axis.
Axis and ax both have the same plural. Is it A-X-E-S, Campbell? Like
Yeah,
axis?
that's it.
Campbell says yes.
That's what I think, at least. I could totally be wrong.
Campbell says yes, and he's a kid, which means, you know, he's privy to better information maybe than I am.
Maybe.
Too much yellow in that, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So just spin the dial over more to green. Yeah. There you go. You happy now, buddy? That Z looks way different though. The Z's got more green in it too.
You think?
Yeah. Look at. I'm basing it on the arrow thing up at the very top. Here, let me dial that for you. I can get that for you real quickly. I think. It's got more green, so it's over in this direction here towards green.
Wait, there's an easy way to do it.
Hold on, I need more.
Okay.
Oh, you want to do the? I know what you're gonna do. Try it. See if it'll work. I think it won't work.
This?
No. Oh, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
oh, cool.
We can add more green to
I
it.
thought you were gonna. No, that totally works. I thought you were gonna do something else.
What?
I thought you were gonna try to use the eyedropper to grab it right off of the control right up here.
Would that work?
Oh, maybe it will.
Totally.
Take it.
Woo! Oh.
Okay.
Maybe one of the darker sides of it.
All right, but this shouldn't be like a 4-hour show about setting colors. I think
Sorry.
we need to write some code soon, my friend.
Okay. Huh, that also seems a little off.
You know what? I'm
Is
worried
it
about
right?
it. I'm not worried about it. I do want to make one small change. I know we're like going crazy here, but I want to make one more change. This is too saturated for me. I want to drag this over this way, like that. Now this is feeling a little bit better.
Huh.
The green's looking a little saturated too.
Wait.
Let me just take that.
Okay.
And we're going to drop saturation off this as well.
Wait, first we should eyedrop it and then drop saturation.
Yeah, no, I'm good with this right now. I like these colors now. They're not really saturated. They're not saying we're important.
Yeah, they're just there in case.
Don't do that. It's a gradient, not a single color. These colors are gradients. Well, I think that's
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
true.
we know that,
They
but
appear that way, yeah.
from there we can see what exact color from it we want.
Yeah. Okay, at any rate, I'm good with this. Now we need to, let's save it. Let's do, what are we going to do, Camel? We need to
Write some code.
when you write some code, what do we need to drop on there?
A C# script.
Right, and also don't we need a game object up here to attach
yes.
it to? So let's create an empty object.
Should we call this game logic also?
Yeah, game logic. I like it, or whatever. Yeah, looks like the M got missed in your typing there, buddy.
Oops. Oh yeah, it turned into a comma. Or didn't turn into, I accidentally put the
Sweet.
wrong thing. Create empty. Okay.
All right, and
We should probably set it, okay, so this is also,
game logic, I think maybe, or game core, something like that. Cool. drag the script onto it.
That's just because it
No, it's fine.
feels better.
Yeah, Ocular Mouse was recommending that. All right, cool.
And then also, if we ever want to get perfectly centered with it, we can just tap on that.
All right, good. Now, I want you to write me some code that when I press the space bar, it calls a method. And I don't know what the method is going to be yet. Also, we need to add a property for the cone in the script so we can use that as our prototype for creating vectors.
A game object or a transform? A game object, right? Because we can't instantiate on
Yeah,
the
game
transform.
object. Yeah, because we're going to use it as an instant. We're going to use it instantiated.
Okay.
What did I recommend? That Mark learn something? What were we talking about with Ocular Malice recommending something? I don't even remember what I was saying, buddy. Do you remember what I was saying when I said Ocular Malice recommended we did this?
No, I don't.
You recommended a lot of things. Things like.
Oh, I think he recommended one material, 3 shaders.
Oh, you did say that, but I don't think I was talking about that. All right. Anyway, let's write some code, man. Give me a property that's a type game object. When I say property, I mean like a field up here at the top. So that's a variable.
So VF or VGO, right?
Right. So VGO is CodeRush template that will get you that.
That we've set
You
up.
just said it like 10 seconds ago. I know, Ocular Mouse. I'm not paying attention to me. I'm the last person I'm listening to. No, you sighed. I'm sorry. It's like something I was talking about. Nobody was paying attention. We don't know. All right, cool.
Oh wait, I forgot
Save
to make
it.
it public.
Yeah, make it public and save it. I'm the last person I listen to. Well, it's good to hear that that is working. Ocular Malice can make me say things in the chat room. That part is good to
Hey,
know.
success!
All right, cool. And then so is our cone?
Yes.
All right, good. Step 1 is complete. Step 2, when I press space, or when you press space when it's running, I want to call some code. I want to call a method.
Okay.
Also hit Control-KD to get the formatting right, because we're using 2 spaces for a tab. So we just get more stuff on screen. Okay. I don't remember how to do it, but we'll see how far we get here with me keeping my mouth shut. All right, so Campbell's creating an update method. Update is called every time the screen updates. It's a great place to look for keystrokes.
Wait, no, that's not it. It's a get key, right?
You have to put, yes, it is, but you need to stick it inside of a question, like if.
Oh, right. If
you hit the space, you're going to get the parens.
get key.
And I think, I'm not sure, but I think we might have to use Unity Engine.ui, maybe? I'm not sure.
No, I think that's for text.
Or something.
I think.
Just type in the word key, backspace, and type in key and see what you get. We can look it up too.
We get KidzCode,
Hold
key
on.
not found.
That's not what we're looking for. No, that's it.
Let's try using Unity Engine.ui.
Or maybe UnityEngine.input. See if there's a dot. You put a dot after that. See if you get a suggestion for input. I feel like that's a... No? Dang. All right, I gotta look it up. I thought we would be able to figure this out with IntelliSense.
I think we might be able to.
Unity keyboard input. We've done this several times. It's just clearly not memorable at all. Oh, I'm on Bing over here. Bing is not helping me out. It's giving me results in Costa Rica. Not what I want. Let me switch over to Google. What are you guys trying to do now? None of your business. None of your business. We're just trying to remember how to get a key. It's input.getKey.
You were close.
Input. Yeah, we're close.
Super close.
All right, so when I press the space bar, I want to call a method that's called createVector.
Wait. Is it get key? No. Get key down makes it so that you can hold it down.
I think get key means it's been pressed, I think.
Yes. Get key.
That's what I believe is
what?
true.
I just put in one parenthesis and it got the key code.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
That's
we've done it.
CodeRush's selection embedding. All right, so KidzCode, and now put a dot in there after KidzCode.
KidzCode dot space.
All right, if we press the space bar, I want you to call a method that's called createVector. And
Create.
I want to give it an open paren, and I think I want to pass some parameters to it. I think what I want to do,
the
what'd you
X,
say?
Y, and Z.
That's kind of what I'm playing with. And let's say 3, 2, 1. So X is 3, Y is 2.
3, comma, space 2, comma, space 1.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no.
let's do that. And now, get to the beginning of the line, hit the CodeRush key.
Dot.
And, go to the beginning of the create vector. There you go. Hit the CodeRush key there. Declare method. Okay? Cool. Now let's do a console log. Or debug log, debug log.
Right.
It's just DL. DL is your shortcut. And say creating vector or something like that. Just to verify that it's working. And then hit enter. And save it and run it.
And then hit space.
And then hit space, and we should see, bring the console up so we can see it.
We can see it here.
You're suggesting on the bottom of the screen?
Whoa, why did it say so many? Oh, I think it's because we have get key. I think it might be just get key down that we need. I think.
All right, let's change it. And are we using this right? Let's make sure we are. Yeah, looks like we're using it right.
Yeah, that's better.
Get key is if it's held down. Get key down means you pressed it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
a little weird. I wouldn't call that get key pressed. Or it has key has been pressed. Okay, cool. So that's working, right?
Yes.
Okay, next I want to create. I want to put that cone. I want to instantiate the cone and stick it right there in those places. Can we rename value 1, 2, and 3 to X, Y, and Z?
And
You can double click them and just hit the letter.
X.
Make them lowercase because they're local. They're like a local variable. The parameter is local. Local in scope can only be seen by the method, by inside the method. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do that, and now I want to create the. I want to instantiate based on that cone prototype. And put a cone right there. I actually want the tip of that cone, the point of that cone, right there at 3, 2, 1.
Wait. So,
You want me to wait?
yes.
Okay, hold on.
How, or sorry, are we, for the vector, are we not going to show it using like a cylinder with the point on the end?
We will.
We will? Okay, so why are we just instantiating the cone?
I just want to get it in the right spot,
Okay.
and then we'll get the tail of it. We'll build the tail next.
And then how will we determine what the vector is?
Well, the vector is going to be right now. This tells me the end of the vector. We're going to assume the beginning. We are going to assume.
That the beginning is 0?
Yeah, the beginning of the vector is the origin. When I say origin, I mean 0, 0, 0. That's what we're going to assume. We're going to spell going correctly.
Yeah.
But later we can create vectors that have a different.
Also, Dad, it's 2, not. You said we're going to assume.
It's what?
It's 2. You said not in your spelling.
Oh,
But
the
you said-
spelling is good. I said to assume.
Yeah, you were saying when you said we are going to spell going correctly. You said we are going to.
No, okay. I think that's a great idea. I'm really glad that you. That doesn't hurt at all when my feelings when you correct me on the show. I'm totally fine.
Sorry.
Totally fine. Okay, so, all right, we're going to assume the beginning of the vector is the origin for now, but later we can change that.
Yes.
So right now, I just want to try and get that point in the right position. Can we do this? This, I think, by the way, is going to be challenging. I want to go over here, and I want to drop like a measurement marker here. I want to create a new sphere. And its position, I want to make 3, 2, 1. That's where I'm trying to get
So
that
that will
cone
be the end.
to line up. What'd you say?
So that will be the end.
Yeah, I'm going to make it small too. I'm going to make it 0.2, like that. I want the point lined up right into that. Okay? That's step 1. Step 2 is, rotate it around. I'm actually now thinking we want to change our sphere, our cone, so that the point of the cone is at 0, 0. I think it'll be easier math-wise to calculate all of this if we change our cone so it's
One, I believe. No, wait.
what I want is when z is 0, when z is 0 here, I want the tip of that cone there. Can we change it in Blender, Campbell, is what I'm asking.
I do not think we can because
It centers it, doesn't it?
it does. That's what we saw. That's what I.
What if we put the cone in another object that was bigger, that was twice as wide? Or somehow position it, I don't know, we just take it in another object. What if we did this? Can we create an empty? No, I think we need a transform. This is the...
Yeah, create empty has a.
It does have a transform. Okay, so we throw this inside. And now, game object, let's make this 0, 0, 0. Ooh, have we done it? I think we did it.
Now we just have to move the cone to 0, 0, 0.
I think it's in the right spot. That's where I want it.
Oh wait, 0 except for the z-axis. Oh
Maybe
wait,
not.
whoa,
It's a little
whoa.
low.
No,
No, it's
wait,
just
there's a
camera.
problem. It's not correct.
Wait,
We
don't
have
change
to-
anything yet. Don't change anything yet. Don't change anything yet. Let's undo that. Because I think it's an illusion for the wide angle lens with camera.
No, but
Let me do this. If I get
isn't.
inside this,
it
look.
isn't.
If I'm inside, it's exactly at the center.
It isn't. Because in Blender, it looks super close, but it's off by 0.1. So, what will happen is in Blender, the cones, they're 2 units of unity. So, if we set this to -1, it will work. It will be perfect,
You think that's perfect? All right,
It
can we
is.
try something?
I think.
I want to turn off these for a second. I want to take our sphere and put it 0, 0, 0 and see how that looks. Okay, that sphere is now at 0, 0, 0. I want to take this cone so that endpoint is like right inside that.
It's also an illusion of this part is. Wait, can I do something? really
Yeah,
quickly?
change the perspective and make it right inside of that. I think it's maybe inside it.
It is. So this is wrong. But
Get it right for me. I think this is going to make our math so much easier.
Here, wait. Oh, I have an idea.
That looks pretty good. And what about the side view? Sweet, it's perfect. So it's 0, 0, negative 1
Yes,
is what we needed.
this is what because in Blender it's 2 Unity units for a cone.
Nice. Okay, cool. I love it. Good job. Good job. All right, let's re-enable our X, Y, and Z axis.
What does this do?
I'm not sure what
Can I
that does.
move them? I wonder if it changes that. Well, now I can't
It looks
click
like
on
you
the
can't
Z-axis.
grab it or move it. Is it locking it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, cool. So let's lock those babies so we can't grab them. I love it. What a great discovery. All right,
I
cool.
wasn't even...
So now let's do this. I just want to I got a couple of ideas for renaming it here. I'm going to move the mouse over to your machine.
Whoops.
Sorry, we should be a little
This
more
also
notice on
needed.
that. We're going to call this one. I have to right click it, or I thought I could double click. There we go. Okay, so we call this the cone model.
And then we call the game object the cone.
Yeah, and then we need to redrag this onto the script.
Right.
Can you do that for me now?
We want the cone, right? Right?
Yes. All right, cool. Save it. Let's instantiate it.
Oh, wait.
What are you thinking?
I just couldn't click on the taskbar and change.
Okay. So inside create vector, here's where I want to instantiate it. And I think there's a call. Do you remember the call?
Okay. Something's up with Unity.
Can I try it? Wait, hold on a second. Is it not responsive?
And- No, that's not the problem. I don't think it's in Visual Studio. I don't think.
Yep,
Maybe
it's not
it is.
responsive. When I click on it, nothing's happening here.
Yes, but look, I think one of the problems is this. I think it might be. I might.
Okay, we'll try to change those.
Nope, taskbar doesn't work still.
Taskbar's not working either. Hold on.
Yeah, taskbar was never working. Or I just figured out that
It's
it
like
wasn't
something's
working.
blocking it. It's really weird, actually. Okay, so I think I almost think we gotta close down Unity and restart it.
Okay,
Let's try it. I'm gonna close
but
it
it's
down.
also Visual Studio.
Yeah, all of a sudden Visual Studio is responsive now. All right, let's start it back up again. We also have that second version of Unity up running too.
That could
Oh
be.
yeah, this is not taskbar. Is it working? Taskbar's not working. You want to close down that?
It's saved, so I don't see any harm. Oh yeah, I think this might have been the problem.
Remember when we first started this, Campbell, and you created a game or something, and then you went in to open it up, and none of your changes were there?
Yeah,
Remember how
because
frustrating that was?
I didn't save.
Yeah. Well, now
And
we've
then
got,
I didn't know what the problem was. That was really...
Right. Well, now we've come a long way since then, right? We now have the file folders are in Dropbox, which means you've got automatic backups going up there, and we added version control.
Yeah,
Right?
so much. So
Wait.
now if we don't save, it's like, we can't really do anything about not saving.
Yeah, we kind of need
We
to
can
save.
just save more, but
Yeah.
still, it's even if we forget, it's not too bad.
Yeah, and we can go back to previous versions if, say, for example, we accidentally trash everything. Can you start Unity back up?
Yes.
I'm almost thinking we should close this down, this instance of Visual Studio.
Okay.
I feel like the Unity kind of wants to open up. Is this still running?
It shouldn't be.
Okay. We can probably close Blender
Oh,
too.
taskbar's working.
Okay, cool.
Oh, but Visual Studio's not. Hello?
Try closing Blender.
Blender's being unresponsive.
Something is like got the whole screen, it looks like. Oh, there we go.
I
All
just
right,
closed
Blender's
it
down.
like that.
What'd you say?
I just closed it by going into the taskbar
Okay.
and then doing this.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go back. Bring that Unity back up here. Visualizing vectors. Thanks everybody for your help. I appreciate everybody in the chat room hanging out and helping us.
Okay, now this Unity Hub isn't being responsive.
Seems not responsive. Okay, hold on. I'm going to come in and I'm going to Control Shift Escape. What do we got? Unity Hub. Are you kidding me? I can't even click on Task Manager at this point.
What?
Let me see if I can use. With the keys to get around it.
Oop, that's.
But I can't. It's like something's definitely taking it. I wonder if it's our.
Mouse?
No, I wonder if it's this app right here. Right here. I'm wondering if this is the case. I can't click on. It's like there's something up. It's like there's a window stopping my mouse clicks from coming down.
But there isn't one that we can see.
Yeah, so where is it? This is, oh, there it is right there. I want to see that one. But you were able to close. Yeah, look, when I click on that, we lose focus. All right, so let's use the mouse in here.
Wait, can I check something really quickly?
Just a second, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to disable this. I want to make a change setting in this. I'm using the tab key to get us around. Oh man, there's no way I can get to that checkbox.
No.
I have to click it with the mouse. Ah! All right, what do you want to try? There's something up. Because when I click, I lose focus on whatever's there.
Could
yeah,
we
I
try?
doubt it. I doubt it. It would be more like a Unity thing left behind.
Right.
You can close it down, but you have to use Alt F4 to close any open windows.
I'm looking for one that's maximized.
Yeah, it's not going to be here. It is likely left over from Unity. My guess is Unity in the testing puts up a window like this, so that's what's happening.
Could it be a fail with the monitor, and it's thinking that
No.
Skype is taking up?
It would highly likely to be a fail on the monitor. All right, let me go down here and see if I can find Unity. Here's Unity Hub. I'm going to end task here. I'm just using the keystrokes to do it. And then let's go. I want to keep going down. I suspect there's something else running down here with Unity. Windows processes. Do I got a Unity something in here? No, Unity. We're looking at a restart? Is the mouse working now by chance? Not working. Like stunning.
Wait a minute. Can I try something really quickly?
Let me see if I can shut. I gotta find a way to shut this down. Is what I gotta do because I think it's mouse without borders. That's my next thing. You can absolutely try something. Oh, whoa! Hold on. I got a mouse. Now let's exit. I'm gonna exit this, and then you're gonna restart it. Do you have mouse control now?
Skype's not working and it's on my other monitor.
So no mouse control.
No mouse control.
Okay. That's crazy.
Even
Wait,
on Skype.
We quit mouse without borders and I'm still able to move onto your machine. I chose exit.
No, I didn't see it. It's not, look, it didn't select
Oh.
exit.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Hold on.
So look, I think,
Hold on. I'm going to get it this way.
yes, that's what we have to do.
All right, now do we have mouse control? See if you have mouse
Well,
control
do
now.
you?
I don't. I'm not on your machine, but no. You lose.
My
you
question
lose
was
focus.
Can you move onto my screen?
I can't anymore.
No, because
So-
we cancel it.
so
I
because
just
it's
wanted to
exit.
see if it was still active in any way, shape, or form.
So now you're on your own because I can't move my mouse to your screen anymore. I think you're looking at a restart. That's what I think. We might want to end the show if you want to. We got about normally what do we have on here?
30 minutes.
30 minutes normally that we go.
Can I close all of the Chrome windows?
You can
with
close
GitHub?
everything. Yeah, it's not. It's.
I
There
don't
are
think
things
it's
that
one
it's
of
highly
these.
unlikely to be, and things that it's highly likely to be. I think there's something left in Unity that was taking the screen. Is my guess. We'll switch back over to my machine at some point soon.
Okay, you can switch to your machine
All
now.
right, so we're switching back over to my machine. Caleb's going through his closing everything down. Why don't you do a restart? Do a restart. We'll reconnect the call if you want, or you can end the show. It's up to you.
Well, do I have to... Uh-oh. I don't have control over this.
Use the
all.
keys to do it.
How?
Use up and down arrow.
Tried that.
Use the tab key.
Tried that as well.
Okay, hit the window key. Hit it again. Now use up or down arrows. There you go.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So
Sorry.
tab. I think you want to get to. Yeah.
Wait,
You're
I
trying
had
to work
it.
your way.
Here?
Yeah. Down. Now hit
Enter?
space. Try space. Now go to restart.
Space?
Yeah, enter. Space would probably work as well. Choose enter again to restart anyway. Okay, good. All right, Campbell's restarting over there on his machine. Then we'll bring it back. Yeah, that's really crazy. Really crazy. So my theory is we're running the game. Unity put something up there to get to capture windows, to capture mouse clicks, and left whatever it puts up there up in a separate running process. That's kind of my idea of what I think was happening, which is why when we close Unity, it was still there. Because nothing else really I can think of would make sense. It could also have been Mouse Without Borders, because it's kind of does some stuff with transmitting clicks in there. I like your funny faces. Should we make funny faces while we're waiting for your machine to restart? Those are good funny faces. Mom's shouting in the other room over there. Let me go shout to Mom and see how she's doing. How you doing, Mom? She's perfect in every way. All right, Campbell,
Very
moving
lucky
back
any
up.
funny faces in here.
All right, Campbell. So we need to get things up as quickly as you can. Make the call. Reconnect the call.
Got it.
Start up OBS so you can transmit your machine over to me.
Okay, I'm starting the call right now.
Go into Unity. Open up the project.
Okay.
Campbell's calling. There we go. We've answered that call. What's the uh-oh about?
The O is about, it said that visualizing vectors was opened later than,
There was an error message.
no, there wasn't an error message, but in Unity Hub, here I'll show you.
Hold on, I'm going to
Oh wait,
get rid of the
I don't
Skype
think it's
window
there
there.
anymore, but what was happening was it said that we had opened the solar system thing.
I bet it said something was
more
closed
recently
down.
than
I bet it said something was closed down.
No, it didn't
Not
say
properly or
anything.
something? No?
But the order in which they were listed was solar system and then visualizing
Oh,
vectors,
I see.
which
Okay.
means that we had opened solar system more recent. I don't think
Or it
it's
could
a
be when we
big
closed
problem.
it, we saved it last. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So good. We're back in. We have control again. And can we verify for a quick second? Can we close, turn off X, Y, and Z axis and make sure that that cone point is pointing right in the middle of that sphere?
Got it. Oops, right there. Okay.
Why isn't that opening? That's interesting. Oh, it's just in the
Game.
scene, I guess. Okay. All right.
Maybe
Looks
it
good?
is.
Looks good. Okay. All right. Let's re-enable those, make those visible again.
Okay. Should we lock them up again?
Yeah. I think this means you can't select them. I think it would have no impact on anything else. All right. Let's go into the code.
Whoa, I do not like being upside down. Okay. Okay, into the code.
Give me something that instantiates based on that code.
Into the code.
Give me something that instantiates it and then moves it.
Okay.
And we want to use the version of instantiate that takes the original and then the vector and the quaternion.
Is this a
No.
what's it called? Wait.
I want to show you my screen right here. This is the one we want to use, where we pass in the original object, the position, and the rotation. Okay?
Okay.
All right, what's your question?
Never mind. I figured it out. vector. Space. Oops. Control Z. We want it from here. Space. That.
You need view space works on an empty line.
Okay. Space. Oh God.
No, you're good. If you want to embed something in braces, let me show you. Hold on. Can I give you just a couple? It looks like you want to put braces around this.
I do.
This is what you want to do. So what you do is this. You select what you want to embed, and then you hit the V key.
Okay.
Okay, like that.
Got it.
That will put it in braces.
All right, and then so.
So Campbell's creating a Boolean called able to create vector. And it looks like he kind of wants to disconnect the creation from another place, which normally we would kind of do that if we would get the key down here and change our things up in fix update.
Wait, why am I? Yeah, wait.
But we don't have to. You can do
Right.
this if you want.
Because
but
we're
you've
doing
already-
it in a separate method. We're doing it in create vector.
You've already got create vector, so I think you're good actually. You don't need to do it. But your thinking is, I think, good. This idea of decoupling the key press from when I want to create. Let me show you where that
Can
makes
I
sense.
do that?
Yeah, can I show you where it makes sense?
But am I? It wouldn't. It would still work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, everything's still. There's
wouldn't
lots of ways to make it
affect
work.
anything.
Then all you need to do is this: is switch over to fix update and say, hey, if able to create vector, then,
Yeah, then
set it to
create.
false and call create vector,
vector, yes.
from there, which is arguably
That's what I was planning on doing.
totally cool way to do this.
Yes.
The reason it's totally cool is because fix update is where physics updates are happening, so I'm changing the physical world here.
Yeah.
It's cool to do it. So I'm okay with that. All right.
Okay.
So we need that instantiate call though.
Wait, we could instantiate, or we could do the I think it was a method called add primitive.
Yep,
Something?
we're gonna need that for the tail.
Oh right, but we're
The
doing
tail, I'm gonna
the
create the
instantiate.
primitive. We have to instantiate the cone because there's no
Yes.
primitive cone.
Yes. Okay.
And just to remind you, this is the one we're going for right here. So we need to call instantiate and pass it 3 parameters. The original object, the position, and the rotation.
Instantiate. Boop.
Can you scroll up just a little bit, Camel, so people can see that code?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, wait. How do I get focus on this so I can just use the what's it called?
You can focus on what?
How do I get focus on this piece so that I can just hit the up and down arrow keys and then
Oh, hit escape right now. Hit escape. And now hit control shift space.
wait, no, I want focus on this.
Oh, just up and down arrow keys. I see, yeah. Just up and down arrow keys now will work.
So
with
we
that.
want. Wait, can you pull up what we want again?
Uh-huh.
For,
We need to
want
pass in
quaternion
a vector and a quaternion.
and the
Original object first.
Okay,
Okay?
got it. Ta-da! Oops. So the original object is the cone.
Beautiful.
So cone, comma, space. It's not period space, comma, space.
Position. Just write the word position for now. We'll figure out its position in a second. That's got to be a vector 3. And then bless you. And then for quaternion, pass in quaternion dot identity, meaning no rotation at all.
Quaternion. Wait. Don't we want a rotation?
We will, but I want to start with something simple, so we can actually see and prove that this is working. Semicolon.
Oh wait.
Go put the caret on position, hit the code rush key, choose like declare local, I think.
Oh. Declare.
Local.
Local.
Do that. There you go, it gives you that.
Vector
Now-
3, but we don't want 0.
What are we going to do?
We will do. Boop, boop.
And don't
X,
forget
Y,
the word, you need a keyword at the
New.
beginning
Right.
of vector 3.
Oh, right. new.
but it's lowercase.
Right. Why?
Look at that, Camel. Did so well. All right.
Why is it lowercase?
And what are we going to pass in here?
Why is the new lowercase in the vector 3 capital?
Wait, I didn't hear you. Say that again.
Why is the new lowercase in the vector 3 capital?
Oh, because new is a keyword. So keywords and primitives have the blue color in the syntax highlighting. So everything that's blue is either a keyword or a primitive type, like
So
int
or true.
or void. Yeah, they're shortcuts for types.
Or update or fixed update.
Why is this blue? That is something different.
It's
That's
that's
a method name. Oh, I wonder if it's blue because it's implementing an interface. I bet that's the case. There's something special about these, but I'm not sure what it is.
Wait, can I just check on start if that is?
Yeah, it's blue too. All of these blue methods are methods that are part of, I think, mono behavior. I think that's what's going on with the syntax highlighting.
Oh yeah, and they're also getting called by Unity, so they might be different for that reason.
So this is, C# is case sensitive. So the keyword new is one thing, but something else is something different.
Yes.
So vector 3 starts with an uppercase because it's a class. And convention is to start classes with an uppercase letter. And somebody created a class called vector 3 with an uppercase letter. So the new is lowercase because it's a keyword.
Okay.
And that's just how it is. What are the parameters to vector 3?
X, Y, Z, and then you can also do it with a rotation if you want.
Vector 3 can only, so the first part is absolutely right. The second part's not quite correct. If you can't add a rotation to a vector 3. A vector 3 is only going to take, I think, 3 parameters. Into X, Y, and Z. Or X and Y. Try it.
Are you sure? I don't think so. Wait.
Yeah, the whole point behind calling it vector 3 would mean it takes 3 coordinates. Let's do
Wait,
this.
Dad.
Let me show you what you can do. When you say, are you sure? You can hit F12 on it to drill into it, and there you can see a decompile of it. So you don't see the actual code, but you see, oh, okay, here's what it looks like. Here's what the interface looks like. So I've got a constructor here with an X and
Then
Y.
what did we use that one time to get?
No, I think you're just conflating where we created a quaternion that had 4 parameters to do its rotation. And that's what we're going to do here
Maybe.
to set that up. Anyway, what are the 3 parameters we need for vector 3?
X, Y, and Z.
Go add them, please. Add them, save,
Why don't we just use the 3, 2, and then 1?
because we're passing in the parameters, and we're already specifying that on line 22 above.
What? Wait, sorry, what?
Look at line 22.
Yeah.
So,
That's what we're... So why wouldn't we do it as the same?
because X, Y, and Z already have those values coming in, and we're always going to want to create the vector wherever X, Y, and Z are.
Ooh, right. So X, comma, space Y, comma, space Z, comma, space Y.
All right, save. Switch over to Unity. Move the sphere to 3, 2, 1. Move the sphere to 3, 2, 1.
3, tab 2, tab 1.
Do we want to do anything with the mesh renderer at all? Like turn it off here and turn it on in the other? Turn it off in this cone and turn it on in any ones we create?
What? Wait, sorry, what do you mean?
Well, does the mesh renderer make it visible or not?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I'm asking, do we want to do that? But now we have to add code if we're going to do it to turn on the mesh renderer. Also, wait. I just want to try something here. Check it out. This is the mesh renderer of the cone model. This one doesn't have a mesh renderer. So we have to drill in and find its child.
Oh, so we can just move it away for now.
All right, let's move it away from now. Or just remember that that's not the, yeah. Fine.
Okay.
Good. All right, let's run it.
Space.
Nothing seems to happen. We're not seeing it. You hit space, right?
I did. Where is it? Can I click on it?
Let's go into console.
Why is it here?
Oh, it got created?
Why?
Can we go back to the sphere and see where the sphere is? Is the sphere at X, Y, and Z? Is the sphere at 3, 2, 1? Do we have the same values? It seems far away from it. Click on the sphere. 3, 2, 1, X, Y, and Z. And we passed in 3, 2, 1 as well.
And this one should be.
Oh, I know why it's there.
Why?
Because we moved the. Click on the cone. You moved the cone model, not the cone itself. See, the Z is negative 33.
Oh, yeah.
Okie dokie.
We needed to click on the cone, not the cone model.
Alright.
All right, so I got some ideas on how to fix this. Can I grab the mouse a second?
Wait. 1 second.
It's 0, 0, negative Z. Is that what you... Negative 1, I mean, right?
Right.
That should be negative 1.
Negative 1.
Okay, let me show you something. Wait. It's a new trick we learned. Can I bring the mouse over there?
Sorry. Whoa, that's the Skype window.
Wait.
Ah, wait, Dad. Wait. Just moving it back onto the.
All right, let me show you. All I'm going to do is this. See that?
Ah.
And now, can we get that Skype window off of the right up there too? Okay, now you can move it, and now you'll never accidentally drag it, I think. Is that true? Go click on the cone model. Yeah, oh no, it did move.
I
What?
think it's because we had it selected before, and then. Yeah, it's not a big problem. We just now I think.
Try to
Wait a minute, but I can select it here and then
Oh,
move it.
wait, select something else. Oh.
I can't select it in here, but I can select
So what does that do? I thought it means you couldn't select it is what I thought it was. We couldn't move it.
Not sure.
It's definitely changing it. Oh no, wait, that's changing the main one.
Yes, this is changing the cone value.
Can we click on the cone model and change it though?
Still zero.
Looks like we still can. Yeah, okay, hit undo. Alright, never mind. Okay. Undo.
What?
Undo. Okay, run it.
Why? Why did we undo it?
Because I want to get it back to the negative 1.
It's
You dragged
at
it away
-1.
and it moved it.
No, cone model's at -1.
It wasn't before you hit undo. That's what I said.
It was. I was moving this.
No, you weren't. I was watching it. Pretty sure. Sorry to be so contrary, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. You can hit anyway. At any rate, let's run now and see if it's right in the right spot. Oh, it is there. Oh, because you hit space. I was like, where is it? And you didn't hit space. All right. We can't really change the camera very well, but I think the answer is yes. It's there. Nice. Okay, I think that's a show. I think next time we're going to figure out how to get it,
Rotation.
and to do that, Campbell, we're going to need to figure out lines in three-dimensional space. See what I'm doing? Look at my fingers.
Yeah, I see.
So we're going to need to figure out lines, and we're going to need to turn that into an angle, a quaternion. I think it might be tricky. That next show is tomorrow. So we're going to have to study up between now and tomorrow.
All right. Wait.
What do you mean, wait? We got to do it.
No, I'm not saying. Oh, wait. Okay. It looks like the clock in the bottom left, right corner is off.
Oh, yeah, it's off. It is. Forgot to turn that clock off. That's my D&D clock. Let's get a raid going here. I'll send you off to another member of the team to take care of you. Cool. I'll send you over to, let's see, what's Clarkia doing here?
Those of you that know it, just do it. If you're new, you don't know about the stretch, thumbs up.
Okay, we're not going to send you to Clarkia. He's doing workout stuff right now. Looks like, let's send you over to InstaFluff instead. So do that. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. Thanks Arculum Malice, Pudding. Elite was out with us today. Looks like Surly might be out there. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.